Kara Jasper, what's the latest? We're hearing from the Kurdish side that the airstrikes are actually being carried out at this stage.
Yes, the incursion did begin actually with Turkish fighter bombers hitting 5 targets on the southern side of the Syrian town of Ras Al Ain. That's just across the border from the Turkish town of Ceylan Pinar. We've had no mention yet from Turkish reporters on the scene of troops actually crossing the border. There are no pictures of convoys of Turkish vehicles going across the border yet. Turkey is thought to have some 5,000 to 10,000 troops ready to cross the border, and those include Arab proxy forces who are grouped together under the name of the Syrian National Army. They formerly called themselves the Free Syrian Army. When Erdogan announced that the operation had begun, he said its purpose was to wipe out the terror corridor on Turkey's border and to rescue the local people from the grip of terror. And Sanam, if I could just add one point about this Iranian military maneuver on Turkey's southeastern border. I think for the moment that maneuver should be taken at face value, just a military maneuver. I don't believe that Iran is going to tangle with Turkey. The two governments have differences on Syria, but they have good relations all the same. Iranian President Hassan Rouhani was here in Ankara last month for the summit together with Recep Tayyip Erdogan and Vladimir Putin of Russia on Syria. There's not going to be fighting across the Iranian-Turkish border, that's for sure.
Indeed, Jasper, and this is certainly not the first time that a maneuver of this kind has been carried out by the Iranians in the north of their border. And of course, we know that Tehran has also offered to mediate between Ankara and Damascus. Now, moving on from that, Jasper, Donald Trump had threatened Turkey with heavy punitive measures, sanctions, but clearly that wasn't enough to prevent this move.
No, he said he would obliterate the Turkish economy if Turkey did what he called off limits. If it went too far, in other words. But he didn't define what he meant by going off limits. And so I think because of the action that President Trump took last year against the Turkish economy, when it imposed sanctions on Turkish steel and aluminum, and the bottom fell out of the Turkish lira, and inflation soared to 25%. I think because of that action, President Trump's warning will be borne in mind by Turkish military commanders, and they will be under orders to show appropriate force, not maximum force, because were they to wipe out a Kurdish village in Syria, that could provoke an outcry in the US Congress and cause Trump to impose sanctions, which would hurt the Turkish economy again.
Jasper Mortimer there reporting for us from the Turkish capital.